YouTube, what the crap's going on? Not historical battles. I usually just do a sound check on that screen. We're actually going to jump into some Rome 2 online, and some of you have asked me about different replays I have. I don't have a ton of replays that I haven't really, well, stuff that's worth showing you that I haven't showed you. Some of you asked about these ones called Riot. That's actually the Rome 2 International Open Tournament. I did play in it. I did alright for a little bit, and then got delivered what I expected, which was a swift defeat. I'm waiting to show these, though, until my opponent has either been knocked out of the tournament or won it, because I'm trying to spare him from me showing his tactics, and that's the reason why you didn't see my games either, my other ones, because I was trying not to show other players how I was going to play, as if it was going to save me in the end, but it was a good thought nonetheless. Anyway, this is the Battle of Yol. A couple of AVA guys were hosting this, and I've played against one of them before. His name's Granitor. Anyway, I thought this would be fun. They both picked barbarian tribes. Feasibly, Rome is going to be a pretty strong faction here. Carthage has lots of options, but to be honest, certain barbarian factions like the Nervii can hold their own against Rome. It's not easy, but they can do it with certain advantages. Carthage, my teammates, brought a build that's actually not... The core is similar to what I bring, but it's not what I would have brought against the Lusitani. So he has brought a hoplite core, which is going to be interesting. He's also got some mercenary noble fighters, which are going to be quite good in this fight. Some mercenary Italian swordsmen, which I think are going to actually do quite poorly towards against the Lusitani. But I don't know, I've never seen him in action there. It's just that if you look at these guys, they have a poor charge bonus and don't fight in formation. And their melee defense is nothing to write home about, which means that the Lusitani ought to have a pretty easy time with them, because the Lusitani are going to get excellent charges and probably better javelins. So don't get me wrong, Carthage has access to some cool sword units. Amongst them is the mercenary noble fighters. These guys are pretty good in the right scenario. And hoplites can be feasible against sword armies. You've seen me use them before. You just have to have a way to finish them off, whether it be with skirmishers or elephants. But I'm not sure I would recommend elephants against the Lusitani. As much as it might seem intuitive, they have so many javelins that it's just dangerous. So, okay, let's take a look at all the armies. We'll try and run through them. So we got Balearic Slinger and 2 Cretan archers up front, and then there's another Balearic Slinger running up this flank with 2 Carthaginian cav and a late Libyan hoplite. And then he's got these 3 mercenary Italian swordsmen, 2 on the other flank, 1 here, mercenary noble fighter, hidden mercenary Campanian cav, general's bodyguard. My army is 6 legionary cav, so crappy quality, lots of numbers. Legionary cav have decent armor, and their morale's not too good, but other than that, they're not too bad. I've got 4 veteran legionnaires. They're all sitting right here, I believe. Yeah, so these guys are pretty darn strong, very good attack, pretty good bang for your buck with them. I just brought them because I felt like doing something different than Armored Legionnaires or Evocati cohort. And then I've got 4 of the standard legionary cohorts. So there they are. These are late legions. I should have probably mixed them with Evocati or the others because they look more... Well, actually the Armored Legionnaires probably look more their style, but whatever. These guys are all wearing chainmail, and these guys are wearing the Lorca Segmata, or however, Segmentata, whatever it's called. Anyway, I've got 3 auxiliary Balearic Slingers as well. As far as enemy armies, my opponent has quite a few of these Mighty Horse, which are a great horse unit for the price. 47 attack is pretty darn nice. And like most Barbarian Cav, they have a very good charge bonus for a melee Cav. Not going to be like a shot Cav unit, but not bad. I'm not particularly worried about his infantry corps. He's got, well, most of his infantry corps. He has 2 Oathsworns. I am worried about those. Those are very capable units. The rest of his stuff is fierce swords, which may or may not win in a fight against my legions. Most likely not. And then he has these naked warriors. Again, not worried about these guys at all, unless it's from a rear charge. Just from having seen them in action, I haven't been too impressed with them. And then he's got 2 more Mighty Horse. So I think all in total 5 Mighty Horse, 2 Spear Brothers, 2 Oathsworn, 4 Fierce Swords. Not a bad Nervii build, in my opinion. He's capitalizing on Mighty Horse and Fierce Swords, which are both pretty cost-effective infantry. As far as the Lusitani player, let's see what he's got. See a couple of Scutari Cav, veteran shield warriors going to tank those late Libyan hoplites. Lusitani nobles, another veteran shield warrior, Balearic Slinger. That's going to be a Lusitani noble and 2 more veteran shield warriors. Looks like an Iberian cav got destroyed, Iberian slingers, Balearic slingers, and then probably 3 more veteran shield warriors it is. So Carthage is going to be outgunned pretty badly in the melee fight here. His only hope is to wear down some of the tough swordsmen on his hoplites or with his skirmishers. But right now he's getting kind of overrun on the flanks by the Lusitani player, and that's going to make it hard for him to use his skirmishers. So let's look on my flank. I've split some legions over here. Unfortunately, I didn't know this Oathsworn was here, so now I end up facing it 1v1 with a legionary cohort. And my legionary cohort's going to get destroyed. Just absolutely destroyed. The Oathsworn's going to annihilate me. So this is trouble. I've already got trouble on this flank. I'm going to lose this fight, and then I'm being approached by his main corps. So I'm already splitting off a unit of veteran legionaries to come over here. And then I see this opportunity, and I'm going to seize on it. I put my guys into flying wedge. His fierce swords are not braced because they're charging towards my legions. And so I'm going to come in and trash this unit, and then just quickly move on back in here into these other weak units. So try and get some cav into his backline and cause some commotion. You can see that he started to chase me, or tried to do a rear charge. I can't tell which. I go ahead and bring 1 cav unit in just to fix his cav units here. I can't let them get my Balearic slingers. I badly need these guys. Look at this legionary cav here, now into naked warriors. And you can see that the kills here are going to start skyrocketing, and I'm going to just keep wrapping into all of his other units. That interrupted this fierce sword, which then interrupts his charge. My legions do stand here and take this charge, but they would have lost the charge anyway. And then I keep this unit here in reserve. And you can see me trying to pull my cav back from this fight and replace it with this veteran legionary, which would be a much better unit for that type of fight. But he's got spear brothers all over me, and this is serious trouble. Those are very good spear units. But again, because of this Oathsworn being here, it really tanked out this this fight against the legionary cohort, and I knew that was coming. Again, same cav unit's got 62 kills. Now comes in against this fierce sword unit and causes them to waver. This frees up more of my men to come reinforce this flank. So right now the fight against the Nervii is pretty fair square, all things considered at the moment. But the Lusitani are wrapping up Carthage for the most part, it looks like. I did run 1 rear charge here for Carthage against these veteran shield warriors, but then forgot to pay attention to that afterwards, so that was probably a mistake. Definitely helped out, but it's not going to be enough to swing that. And then I'm getting shot at here by his Balearic slingers and didn't realize it either. That's big trouble. So yeah, you can see a few places where I'm trying to replace my cavalry with veteran legionnaires against his mighty horse, just in an attempt to get them off the field. And here I've got trouble. Oathsworn's coming. Oathsworn's coming. Sounds like some kind of terrible folk song. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to charge back into his Oathsworn with my veteran legionaries, and then just keep trying to avoid his mighty horse. He's going to swing around and start going after my slingers, so I'm going to bring my general and this horseman in to try and pin his mighty horse, and hopefully I can kill them while they're trying to chase my slingers. You can see that otherwise, over here, my opponent's forgotten a spear warrior. That's no good, but for the time being, they're kind of tied down over here. And this Oathsworn takes some losses because of the way that it engaged this veteran legion. And that's going to be a fight of heavyweights here. He starts to swing this fierce sword through, and I'm going to intercept it with another veteran legionary. And out here, my horsemen probably, with help, get cut down by his Balearic slingers and his mighty horse. That's a problem. I do have this veteran legion out here that beat its target, and then I'm going to try and start swinging it around, but I honestly do think I might forget about this unit for a while. And you can see that Carthage here is in pretty rough shape now. He's only got a few units left. Some mercenary Campanian cav here with 109 kills. These guys are actually going to be pretty good against the Lusitani swordsmen in melee. And yeah, I believe here I get a nice rear charge to finish off the naked warriors. Problem is I got these Celtic slingers hitting me in the back. But I do have quite a few infantry units left, and Roman infantry is tanky. Very tanky stuff. So, and I have 3 Balearic slingers on the field, and then my opponent has this mercenary Campanian cav. Enemy Oathsworn here with 70 men. I'm going to charge it with a legionary cohort. It's going to be a tough fight still. But that unit is getting tired, whereas my legions aren't too bad yet. It's going to be interesting to see if that mighty horse, how it does against the mercenary Campanian cav. Anyway, I'm just going to run away from his spearmen, get my general out of that fight. Over here, earlier against that Oathsworn, I used the Loyalty of the 10th to keep my guys alive longer, and that's why some of it died better compared to some of the other units. This is the unit I forget. Legionary cohort just sits here and gets shot by Gallic hunters. But in the meantime, I have wrapped up a lot of the Nervii infantry, enough so that I have a chance here, albeit not great. while I was doing good against this Oathsworn, I'm going to get charged in the back by Spear Brothers, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. And then I've kind of forgotten about my general here for the time being. I should have had him moving. And I'm just trying to use my slingers to shoot into the flank of these Spear Brothers real quick, and I get a nice couple of kills, but I'm about to be threatened by more enemy units. This Oathsworn's going to be a serious problem. My veteran legionnaires do have better fatigue levels, and then I've got another veteran legionary right here as well that can finish off this fierce swordsman. Again, though, there's a problem for me here. His Celtic slingers are going to sacrifice to slow down my Balearic slingers so that he can catch me with these Spear Brothers, which appear to be a pretty quick unit. So I'm going to have to try and pull through, and then I really don't want to get rid of this Legionary Cav, but I kind of have to get my slingers free here. And my slingers take some pretty severe damage. There's a almost untouched veteran shield warrior coming in now too, so this is a bad situation for me. My legionary cohort over here was not able to finish off the Oathsworn as it received this assistance from those Spear Brothers. These guys are quick. Look how quick they move on the battlefield. That's a quick moving unit. Definitely going to be good against cavalry. And they're definitely affecting the battle. Like in places where I would maybe start to be gaining an upper hand, he's brought them in for a couple of rear charges, and they've been pretty handy. There's really no way that we can win at this point. There's too many Lusitani units left. If it was just between me and the Nervii player, it would have been pretty darn close. I think that all in all, I probably got a few more kills on him than he did on me. But well fought on his part. It was a very close one, and a good job using Nervii against Rome. Because all in all, I think Rome probably has better overall tools than the Nervii. Not to say that the Nervii aren't a potentially threatening factor to Rome, but I think overall they just have slightly better tools. You get a nice rear charge into those veteran shield warriors, but it's not going to kill much just because it's a legionary cav. But it gives me a chance to shoot them in the back for a few more seconds with my slingers. I'm just trying to buy time. Unfortunately, the whole time during this battle, this forest right here has been a nuisance because it's protected his men from my slingers. So I probably should have repositioned better out here with my teammate on the open ground in order to take that out of the factor. But hey, the fall colors were so pretty. And then I didn't realize that I had a legionary cav that came back from routing. So veteran legionaries here, racking up almost 200 kills. Definitely a stellar performance. Very good units. That's what you come to expect from Roman infantry. They're all quite tanky in the right scenario. But they can be beaten. And you can see here that it was a very close between the Nervii and I. And then the Lusitani, though, was able to take out Carthage. I think that the Carthaginian player probably had enough skirmishers. He probably just didn't have enough to protect his skirmishers with the type of build he brought. If he had more to protect his skirmishers, actually a potentially deadly counter to the Lusitani, since the Lusitani are extremely vulnerable to skirmishers. So I don't dislike the idea of bringing a lot of skirmishers against the Nervii or the Lusitani, because neither one is very good at skirmishing. That's going to be their weakness. That's exactly the reason why I brought 3 Balearic slingers, but as you can see, I didn't get the return on investment out of those Balearic slingers. My veteran legionaries, look at them. 2 of them did great, 2 of them not so much. A couple of my legionary cohorts, this one did pretty well, this one did okay, and then a couple not so much. This one is the one that probably got tanked by Oathsworn. And I'm guessing that another one of these units also probably got tanked by an Oathsworn. Oathsworn are very good units. And again, veteran shield warriors, also very good units. Up against spearmen, Roman infantry, Oathsworn, all those are going to be super good. Against other swordsmen, even, Oathsworn are going to still be pretty good. I like that he brought Lusitani guerrillas. This is a unit that I mentioned in one of my other videos. But you can see my total kills here. 1304, 1028 for my teammate. 17 from Granitor. Great job by the Lusitani there, killing lots of different people. Some of my men and most of the Carthaginian player. And then Cuso, however you say his name. Great game. It's fun playing against you on our side of the battle. It was really pretty entertaining matchup between Rome and the Nervii. As you can see, in the end, he had more infantry than me, which he definitely needed, since pound for pound, mine was, well, I think he did 5... So hang on, yeah, so 5, 3, 8, 9. Yeah, he had 9 infantry as opposed to my 8. There's only 1 more unit. Huh. He used them well. I felt a lot more outnumbered the whole time, so he must have been doing something good. Let's see. Put one of them in. Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, it was pretty close in the infantry fight. May have outnumbered me by 2. I may have counted right. Cav fight actually outnumbered him, but he outqualitied me there. So all in all, I feel pretty well about how the Cav numbers turned out here. His cavalry never really got a big piece of my skirmishers, which was a successful mission for my guys. My general even got quite a few kills there, surprisingly. But in any case, hope you all enjoyed this. HeirofCarthage signing off for now.